My name's Coop. I'm the Alpine Product Manager with Head Winter Sports. We're here talking about a new boot line for us this year. It has a name that you recognize from the past, but the boot is all new. It's the Vector Evo family of boots. So Vector is a name that you'll recognize from our past lineup of boots, but the Evo really stands for evolution. It's the evolution of the Vector product, and it really is a completely redesigned boot from the ground up. Whether we're talking about the shell or the liner, this is a completely new design for us in boot products. So when we talk about the new Vector Evo, let's talk about what's different and what sets it apart from its predecessor. The first Vector Evo, we used a particular ramp and forward lean angle. What we've done is we've actually taken the forward lean of the boot and raised it up 2 degrees from 16 to 14. Then we've actually lowered the ramp angle from 6 degrees to 4 degrees. So we've taken 2 degrees away from that boot board. So we're working with a 4-degree ramp angle and a 14-degree forward lean. The effort there is to really position the skier in a more centered, neutral position. Works very well with the new modern ski architecture where we're using in shape skis, whether they're narrow shape skis, mid-fat or fat skis. The other positioning that we've done that's different in the boot is we've taken the hinge point of the boot where it connects from the upper to the lower shell, and we've moved it back 18 millimeters. It actually reflects the same hinge point as our Raptor racing boot, but we did it in this boot particularly to allow for a more progressive flex. So when we take that upward forward lean from 16 to 14 degrees and then we move this hinge point back, it really allows for a smooth, progressive feel to the forward flex of the boot. So that's the difference in the stance. Let's talk about the shell of the boot. The shell is what we call a dynamic frame. And you can see the difference when we look at the shell of the boot from the heel area to the forefoot. You can see there's a different color to that plastic. There's also a different stiffness to that plastic. Where we get most of our power from the heel of the boot when we transmit energy into the ski, we've bolstered the heel of the boot. So this area, both laterally and medial, are bolstered with a stiffer plastic, and that's where we're really driving the boot. The forefoot area is really the control center, and this is the black area that you see in the boot. This is the control center. It gets a softer plastic to it, so it gets a better foot wrapping, but it also allows for a little bit of twist in that area of the boot so we can get some forefoot articulation, and then we're locking the heel. So that's really the setup of the dynamic frame. Now on top of that, we've incorporated perfect fit liner into the boot, so it's 100% customizable liner. Takes a mold of the shell as well as a mold of your foot. And then to add more customization to the boot, we've also used form fit shell customization, where we're actually heating up the shell and forming that shell to the specifics of your foot. Make sure you watch the video that is specific to the form fit technology. On top of that, when we look at the 130, we use a double power booster Velcro. And that is an elastic band that sits behind the Velcro portion of the power strap. Really allows a lot of rebound, a lot of energy at the top end of the boot. We use spine flex buckles with our double power buckle as well, and that reduces the amount of leverage by 50% that you have to use to close that buckle. When we look at the entire lineup of the Vector boots, we have the Vector 130 in the men's, and then we move to a 120 and a 110. All of those boots have a flex adjustment on them so that you can lower that flex as well. When we look at the women's side, the boot that I have here is the Vector Evo Women's 110, and then we also have a 90. Both of those have a flex adjustment as well. That's the Vector Evo line for 2015 and 16. Try these boots out, put them on your feet. You gotta try them to really experience them. They'll blow you away. Check them out at your Head authorized dealer.